Look, fellas, I always tell you guys if a woman is on a podcast speaking about her relationships, she's who she is. Because the thing about a quality woman, she will never get on a podcast and talk about her relationships because she values her relationships so much that it is sacred to her. So she will never get on a podcast and tell the world about her past relationships or her current relationship. But the thing about a bird doesn't have any shame. A bird don't value relationships. So it's easy for a bird to get on a podcast and tell the world about her past and things like that because to her, she did nothing wrong. A bird just doesn't know better. Now, this chick right here, this is Cam's baby mom's and his girlfriend, Cam Newton. Now, the thing about that is the world is urging Cam to marry this woman, right? Because people are like, yo, you've been with Shorty for this amount of time. It's time to marry her. However, this is the type of woman that Cam will be marrying. Check this out.
I'm saying? So for me, like the way I started my whole phase was like I was sexually abused.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, not by any family or relatives or anybody,
Yeah.
but like I had older boyfriends, and I was really young, and I was always that girl who older guys liked, and I used to think like, oh, it's because I'm grown and this and that. It's like, no, you're young and you're easy to manipulate, and you know what I mean. And I had daddy issues growing up, where like my dad, and like I have a great relationship with my dad now, but my dad wasn't raised in love. He was raised from survival.
Wow.
So like when he had daughters, he was just trying to survive and make a way for them. It was never like, he never was like, oh Jazz, you're doing so great. I love you. I'm so proud of you. Nowadays, he's like my number one.
Let me tell you about an app called Free Cash. Free Cash is the number one app worldwide, allowing users like yourself to make money off their phone for free. If you want to make $200 plus a week for free, download using my link in the description or the QR code on the screen. If you download now for free using my link or QR code, you will get a free $5 into your account for free. That's $5 for free, no requirements. So download Free Cash today to make easy, quick, and free money.
Fan. Yep. But I had to tell him like, this is how I receive love.
Wow.
But back then it was just like, you have a roof over your head. How do you not think I don't love you? Or like I got you a car at 16. Like, how do you not, how do you don't, how come you don't feel love?
Yeah.
But for me, I'm like words of affirmation, physical touch, quality time, all the things. And my mom was all those things. So like I was closer to my mother because she spoke my love language.
Yep.
And it took time. So it was like,
This right here is sad, bro. Because this is the woman that the world wants Cam to marry. What this woman just did was play the victim card. She was a fast young girl because once she started getting male attention, she went right to it. And I'm pretty sure they warned this woman back then about older guys. I'm pretty sure somebody around her warned her about those guys. They told her, yo, those guys are bad for you. Those are bad guys. And a bird will always run straight to the bad guy. And now that she's grown and she's trying to clean up her image, now she's trying to play victim. I was young and I was easy to manipulate. Think back about those young chicks, those young girls from high school. Nobody was manipulating those girls. Those girls were going for older guys. That's been a thing. And the sad part about it is she's blaming that situation for her whole phase. And she want a man to put a ring on her finger? Cam? This is wild.
okay, I never had anyone to tell me I was beautiful or buy me flowers. So the first person that did it, I was
Yes.
like,
I'm giving you everything.
you know what I mean? So
Yes.
so I found myself like down this really dark path of like just wanting to feel validated. So it was just this guy, this guy, this guy, this guy, this guy. You know, the
Yeah.
list goes on. And then they were all older than me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I was even in a situation where I dated a guy, and in that sense, like when I thought about it,
This
I was
shit
like, yo, this
is
nigga was like my
crazy.
pimp.
Wow.
Yeah, so I was just like, I loved him. Well, I didn't love him, girl. I thought
You
thought I
thought you did.
loved
You were
him.
brainwashed.
I was
Like,
brainwashed because he was doing all
This shit is crazy. Y'all listening to this bird? She is playing the victim card, confused as hell. You know you loved him. Now that she's grown and she's trying to clean up her image, like, yo, all those guys, they were a mistake. I was young. I didn't know better. Please forgive me. Oh, let me blame my dad. My dad wasn't around, but he bought me a car at 16. He put a roof over my head. He fed me. He gave me clothing. And she turned around and threw her dad under the bus, and that man was present. You see how dangerous these birds are? That victim card, bro. That victim card. I will never trust a woman like this. Because, and Cam better be careful. Because if shit don't go her way, this is a bird who plays victim, fellas. And the thing about women who plays victim, that's their nature. That shit don't stop. That's who she is. This shit is wow.
the things, you know? And then I realized that he was like, he wasn't very kind to me. He didn't have me in the best situations. He wasn't considerate of my feelings. And this was like early on. He was probably like the third person I had sex with. Because I remember it was like
Bro, I could hear this chick saying the same shit about Cam right now, bro. This shit is crazy.
I lost my virginity to my boyfriend, and then like I had a random encounter, and then he was like the third guy that I met.
Yeah.
And then it was like from there, it was like I
What? This shit, yo. Why would you say this on a podcast? Think about Cam watching this shit right now. And you want me to marry you? Basically, you're telling the world that there's nothing a man could do to fix you based on your past. You went from a boyfriend to a random. What the, bro? Is that shit real? Nah, bro. This shit is nasty.
to my boyfriend, and then like that person I had feelings, and this was like early on. He was probably like the third person I had sex with. Because I remember it was like I lost my virginity to my boyfriend, and then like I had a random encounter.
How? How? How you lost your virginity to your boyfriend? Then after that, I had a random encounter. Shorty, your ass was a bird. You was out here smashing everything moving, craving attention, thinking, oh, I'm pretty and I'm getting all this attention. You was just going for it, boy. Any dude who was willing to come with that pape, Shorty was going. No, she's grown and trying to act like she's some good girl, bro. This shit is crazy.
And then
How?
he was like the third guy that I met.
Yeah.
And then it was like from there, it was like I don't want to say I learned everything from him, but it was like it was abuse though, you know. And then prior to him, like after him, I still dated older guys. So it was like it didn't.
So how is you blaming him? How is you blaming him, shorty? That's just your nature. It's who you are. Accept that you are a bird. But a bird will never accept that, bruh. A bird thrives in delusion, fam. She look in the mirror and lie to herself every day.
It didn't
Stop.
stop. Yeah,
It
it's a
did, like
vicious cycle.
it was a vicious cycle.
Yeah.
And then so now to be in a situation where like, oh my gosh, don't do it.
Yes.
Ah,
Let it go. It's fine. I
no,
know.
no. But to now and to
Ah.
Bruh.
It's in the Kleenex in my bedroom.
no,
Just in case.
now to be in a situation in a relationship now where I am loved, you know, and I feel that, and I know what it's like for somebody to really love you and care for you and to show you that they care and to be honest with you.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And tell me like, babe, like that wasn't love. And I'm like, yes, it was. They were like this. He's like,
That wasn't
no, that's
love.
not it. And we would bump heads a lot because he would keep it real with me and be like, I know that you love this person, but that was not love. I'm telling you that's not love.
Wow.
You know what I mean?
Damn, bro. Cam is really out here doing charity work. He's really out here trying to save a bird. Yo, I never knew this, bro. This is why I'm so shocked. It's like, what? I never knew this was her story. Because everybody is trying to get Cam to marry this chick. It's like, yo, Cam, like, what you doing, bro? You been with Shorty forever. It's like, come on. But how can you save a bird like this? Damn, no wonder Cam got a podcast, man. No wonder he got a podcast out here. Because it's like, man, he got a vent. Because this is what he's going home to. This is what this man is going home to every day. A bop. That's tough.
Hopefully I don't need them. Yeah, we're just keeping that just in case. But yeah, so I just found myself just going on. And that's why it's like body count.
Yeah.
Man,
It was life.
Yes. And then on top of that, it's like, are we naming every person that's entered us? Or are we naming everyone that we were connected to?
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Because like, yeah, I got bodies.
Yeah.
But like they didn't care about me. I didn't care about them.
Yeah.
There was no connection there. You know, so it's like the ones that count, those are the ones that count.
Counts, yes.
You know what I mean?
When was the like, because I love that story. And we all
I'm just, yo. Whew. And this is what I mean when I say birds are prone to making bad decisions. She didn't know what she just said was a bad idea. She didn't think to herself like, I mean, I shouldn't tell the world that I'm a slut. So it's like, damn, I'm trying to impress Cam. I'm trying to be like, I'm trying to act like a wife for Cam. But you putting this on the internet that's going to be here forever. Think about if Cam marries this woman and he got to see clips of this every day. Oh, my whole phase? Yeah, man, I had me a whole phase. Man, older guys? Oh, man, that was my thing. I had so many older guys, man. I had random encounters. Like, what? But again, a bird just doesn't know better. That's why you can't save them, bro, because it's like, bro, they are so low IQ. You got to understand. When a woman grew up and she only used her body to get what she wants, like out of life, that brain and shit but crumbs in there. And by the time a chick is grown, you can't teach an old dog new tricks. Like you can't teach a bird how to be a wife when she's grown. It's over with. And this right here is, this is just unbelievable, bro. I can't believe this shit. That she's that comfortable saying this shit. Like, what?
Every woman has their own walk, and I feel like they all have a phase like that at some point in their life. What was the point where you felt like this is real love? Is it the situation you're in now, or is there another point where you're like, this is the first time I felt this is love. Somebody really cares about me, and that you were exposed to
Yo,
that.
Well, I think I've always been a lover. So even with all the abuse and all the things, like I still wanted love. I was like, the movie Pursuit of Happiness. It was like Pursuit of Love.
Right.
Like I was just looking for that thing. So I fell in love with a guy, probably like 17, 18 years old. Awful. That was
lost bird, bruh. Lost bird out here, fam. This bird is just lost. She's in love with money and vibes.
my first love. Broke my heart. I was still on the prowl, like still looking. I would give myself time, and then I would go back out there again. So I've been in relationships where I've loved people, and they didn't always love me back the way I love. I feel like I always love the person more.
Me too.
Yeah, I'm like,
Me too.
and I say it to my guy now. I'm like, I just love you more. He was like, you can't, you don't know that. You can't say that. But I feel like the way my efforts are set up and the way I am, it feels like I do. I love you more, but it's like that doesn't mean that I actually do. You know what I mean? And men are so like, it's very rare if you get someone who is like who can wholeheartedly just be vulnerable and tell you like, I love when I see you in the morning, I get I feel tingly. Like they're not gonna say all that. You know what I'm saying?
And they probably do feel it, but they don't know how to say it.
Yeah, because it's like they're not wired that way. They're so it's like what I learned from my dad is love languages and showing love come in other ways than the way I want.
Yes.
So it's like the way I receive is obviously physical time, words of affirmation, touch, and all that stuff. But some people, their love is like, I got you your favorite snack at the gas station on my way back.
Gifts.
Or or just acts of service gifts or whatever, just like being thoughtful. Be like, baking me cookies or just things that I like or whatever that is. It's like, it's not always like, Crystal, I love you so much. You're so amazing.
Yes.
It's not always like that. It's just like, I might have stocked up your fridge.
Right.
Or just I see a need and I meet it. Or like the things that you don't even have to ask me for.
Right.
So just having an open mind of like, there's other ways to receive love. But some people are so stubborn. It's like, well, if it ain't how I want it, he not doing it. You know what I mean?
No,
and I feel like I
real.
see that a lot.
Okay, so I touched on how I felt about sex and how I was raised with very strict parents. The fear of God in me, like I couldn't date until I was 16. I didn't lose my virginity until I was.
Man, this right here is sad, bro. Yeah, I mean, it really is though, because, like I said, it's just the fact that when a woman is a bird, it's like her IQ is usually very low because she never really took the time out to, you know, gain any intellectual capital. She never took the time out to really put some knowledge into her brain. Instead, she chased the flesh her entire life, you know? And when a woman is in discipline like that, she just can't be saved. And chicks like that only know how to apply tactics, like strategies to finesse men. So Cam Cam needs to be very careful with this one because once she realizes like, yo, he's not going to marry me. Because that's the thing about a bird. A bird main objective is to trap a man. Now she already got two of his kids. So she figured, okay, I mean, I'm good off the child support at least. But the thing is, once a bird realized that her plan is not working, her next step will be to try to destroy you. That's just the reality of a bird, fellas. And listening to her, all this chick knows how to be is that. Fellas, be careful out here, man. But the good thing is, Cam didn't marry her. Cam, don't even attempt to do it, brother. It is what it is. Please leave your thoughts in the comments. It's your boy AyeQ. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I'm out. Yo, imagine him being in a hospital trying to deal with and the baby's coming out. Fellas, again, focus on yourself. That's what it is.